Dylan and Robert here at Lasco Ford. Thank you for tuning back in. We're excited to show you our 2022 Ford F150 Lightning Platinum review. Now, I'm sure if you remember, the last time we had one of our Lightnings here, we did the Pro model. That's that entry-level commercial class work truck EV that Ford is pushing out, where this is going to be the complete opposite of that. This is your more higher end luxury, great feel, tons of awesome features, and I think really everything that the Ford EV lineup has to offer. Big things we're going to go over in this video, of course, is some of the exterior changes compared to the Pro and the regular F-150 with this Platinum model. The first thing you'll see, of course, is the larger light bar here on the front. Again, good modern styling that they're really pushing with this EV. After we do a little bit of the exterior things and some of the capabilities, we're gonna move on into the interior a little bit, and we'll show you guys some of the BlueCruise and a lot of the features that were added to the Platinum, but also just the Lightning in general. Now, without further ado, let's begin at probably the most important part, and one of the things that makes me the most excited is realistically the Frunk, the front powered trunk. I know we talked about it before. I have a button right here on the key fob that if I press it really quick, you'll hear the beep, it'll unlock, and then it'll open up. Now, just like we talked about in our Pro video, you've got plenty of storage space in here. Honestly, Robert, come in here and show everybody. I mean, you've got enough storage space in here that Ford even has to show you, hey, look, the old added tail is true. That right there, 2 golf bags. I mean, that is ample space, and I think good test of storage space that this Frunk is gonna offer to you. Now, the term powered Frunk in this case has 2 meanings. Not only is it power assist opening, right, but you also have Ford's 2.4 kilowatt Pro Power up here in the front. You'll see we have 2 4 wall plugs here, and then a USB port there as well, just to give you all sorts of power capability from this vehicle. Now, another thing not a lot of people are talking about is this removable storage tray. So of course, I have it flipped on the reverse side here just to show you the good stuff. It's got its own measuring stick here. I believe this is 32 inches. Yep, 32 inches. And you do have some anti-rolling spots as well. And it'll even show you this thing's capable of holding up to 400 pounds or 400 liters. I don't know how many people are going to be putting that much water in their Frunk, but I'm not the average owner. So lifting this up, you'll see I can flip it around, and you do have yourself a regular unmarked side. But underneath, you'll see this is where Ford is going to put the mobile power charge cable. So this is the one that you would just plug into your outlet at home. You get your regular charge times. Now, I want to take a second and be a little serious with everybody. It's nice to have this, but I highly, highly, highly recommend to anyone who's not just looking at the Lightning, but even the Mach-E or any other EV, I think it's a worthwhile investment to get, in this case, the Ford Charge Station Pro. You can have somebody come on out to your house, your local electrician or what have you, and they're gonna install this into your garage or outside your garage, wherever they can have an appropriate hookup. Now, the cool thing about that is that Pro Power Station is gonna really unlock this truck's capability and some of the cooler technologies on it. The biggest thing, I'm sure you guys are all wondering, charge range and charge time on the Platinum. So the Platinum Lightning does come standard with Ford's extended range battery. That's gonna give you 320 mile charge range compared to the standard battery's 230. Thank you, Ford, for making that easier to remember. Quick flip of the numbers makes my job a little bit easier. But the big thing with that Ford Charge Station Pro is that's gonna make the charge time on the extended range battery, are you guys ready from this? From 15% to 100% in only 8 hours. Now, if you're a well-researched EV customer, you know that that's a pretty quick charge time for something like this particular vehicle. Now, moving on from the powered Frunk to the rest of the vehicle, let me show you. Here, Robert, we might as well show them this too. A lot of people ask me, Dylan, I know you did it on the key fob, but is there a physical button? Yes, you guys, this is the physical button for your powered Frunk. It's sort of out of the way. Look, I'll just press the button, it'll beep, it'll go down, and you almost can't even tell it's there, to be honest with you guys. Like, look, you wouldn't even know. There's no marker or anything like that. If I pull on this, I'm not gonna get anywhere, but the button located right underneath there, very nice to have. Of course, since this is a Platinum Lightning, you are gonna have yourself a 360 camera package. You'll see we've got a little camera here underneath the front Ford fascia, because you know, you gotta represent the company, right? But you're also gonna have, you guys, if you see this, the front sensing system, okay? This is a big deal. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm a terrible driver with the truck. You know, sitting up a little bit higher, I have some problems with visibility. So me personally, having a 360 camera package, as well as this front sensing system, which is gonna beep at you if there's something in the way, you know, let you know there's something there, hey, watch out. I definitely need something like that just so I'm not damaging my very nice truck. Now, moving on to the side of the vehicle, the first place I wanna take a quick pit stop at is honestly the badging here on the side. Now, an interesting thing another salesperson had pointed out to me when we first got this Platinum model was, you know, I don't see really many Platinum badging on this, Dylan. I said, you know what, I think you're right. Realistically, the only Platinum badging on this particular Lightning, and I think on all of them too, is gonna be right here on the side. You'll have one on driver's side, one on passenger side. Ford's real big push with these Lightnings isn't the fact that it's a Platinum. No. We want everyone to know this is a Lightning. That's the exciting part about it. And once we go through the rest of the truck, I think you guys agree with me. Now, the easy thing to remember, and I honestly really wish my car was like this, is where the heck do I charge it at? Right here. If I just press the button, it'll open up right there. And it's easy to remember because it is literally right in front of the driver's side door, so there won't be that awkward, oh man, what side is my gas tank on? Just to remember, front driver side, just pull it up, makes it easy. Now, I do want to point out to you guys, of course, just like on the Pro model, the Platinum does have that little charge range indicator there. Of course, like we said in the last video, each bar is a segmented section, each one signifying 20%. So of course, if I was here at this second to last one, I'd be at about 80% there, give or take. Now, you do have your standard charging port here, right? This is where your typical charger is going to go, no big questions there. But this also flips down and you'll see you have access to that faster charging port if you're going to go to like a DC fast charger station on like a road trip or something like that. And you're looking for those truly fast, like 45, 50-minute time charge ranges. So other cool thing I want to show you guys about, and I don't want to spend too much time on it, but it's really this rim here. If I can shut this button, there we go. A little bit of a press, but I promise it is easy to do. You'll see the rims on this vehicle. They go for a really different look with this particular truck. I mean, vastly different from any of the other conventional F-150s Ford is currently making. You'll see it goes for a more, again, modern design choice. Wide spots on the rim, which is not very industry standard, I would say. I feel like a lot of the trucks are opting for a more complex, lots of little bars, lines, traditionally blacked out rims, I think what most customers are looking for. So it's really cool that Ford is giving people the options to really stand out, not only with the vehicle itself, but even something as simple as the rims. Other things I want to move on to. Now, again, 360 camera package, so we are going to have the cameras located here for the side view mirrors. Nothing too crazy. Ford's been doing that for a long time. Also, other thing that the Lightning is going to have, just like a regular F-150, is honestly keyless entry keypad, right? I tell all my customers here at the dealership, using that keypad, 5-digit code, you can set it. You will never be locked out or locked inside your vehicle. You'll be A-okay. Do a beach day, maybe you left like a set of towels in there and you're struggling to find your keys at the beach. Oh, hey, son, go to the car really quick and enter in the code, you know, right? Just makes it easy for everybody. Now, other cool thing I want to show you guys too, if we walk our way back here, again, just like we talked about on the Pro model, you are going to have raised lettering here that says Lightning, blue outline. Again, I'm a sucker for blue, so I absolutely love that. And you'll even see the T too. I don't know if I pointed this out last time, as a sort of a little lightning bolt. Again, a nod to the name, try to pay homage to that EV life. Now, traditional F-150s do have different decals that would go here. It might say Sport, you know, 4x4 or FX4 if you opt for that off-road package or what have you. So it's just really cool to see Ford kind of make a big change that they've always done with these types of F-150s. They don't want you to forget, even though this is a Lightning, even though this is an EV, this is still a Ford F-150, built Ford tough and all that cool stuff. Working our way here to the back of the vehicle, you will see we do have, again, that long light bar. Once again, just like on the front, we're gonna match it here in the back just with your brake lights. And you'll see too, it even goes, if I come over here, it even goes all the way around here. Just a good modern look. It's not choppy, blocky, or anything like that. Lots of straight lines that are akin to that modern design style. Now, a little thing I want to just point out to everybody while we're back here, this vehicle does come equipped with a blind spot monitor right on your mirrors. So if there's somebody in your blind spot, it's going to light up in a fairly large light, A lot of Ford vehicles do this. However, one thing I don't think anyone really talks about, Dylan, where's the dang sensor at? Well, actually it's right here. If you pay pretty close attention to just about any of your trucks, you'll see it says blind spot monitor right there, or radar in this case. That is where that sensor housing unit is, and that's how it's gonna be able to detect or pick up where you have somebody in your blind spot. But now on to some cooler things. I know, done with the boring safety stuff, is the tailgate of the Platinum Lightning. Once again, Ford is really pushing that this is a Lightning and not a Platinum or anything like that. So you'll notice that we are missing that tailgate applique that is so commonly associated with those higher trim level F-150s, right? The large silver badging or black badging in the case if you ordered yourself a black appearance truck for the 22 or 23 model year. Now, one of the things I do want to show you, of course, is this does have a hitch, but it's not just a hitch alone. The Platinum Lightning does come standard with the Max Trailer Tow Package. Now, on this particular vehicle, you are going to be able to have a tow rating of 10,000 pounds. Really, really great to see that. I mean, again, it's still an F-150. It's still a fully capable truck. Now, before I go any further, I want to take a quick second and just make sure I bring this up. I know a lot of people are going to talk about it down in the comments below. Dylan, what if I'm towing 10,000 pounds? Well, how is that going to affect my charge range? I'm going to be totally honest with you guys, just like I am with everyone here at our showroom. It is going to affect your charge range. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Just like it will affect your distance to empty or your fuel economy with your traditional combustion engine. You're going to see that go down. Now, if you're talking about getting a Lightning and you're going to use it predominantly to tow long distances, cool. I want you to be able to do that. But let's try to make an educated decision here, right? It might not be for you. The last thing we'd want to do is get you all excited on these Lightnings. Yes, they're cool. Yes, they're very fuel efficient and they'll save you a lot of headache and hassle. However, I want to protect you from maybe taking a trip, you know, at a long distance, towing your trailer and having to make a bunch of extra stops. I'll be honest, you might not have the best time unless you're looking to take a little bit of a detour and doing those longer charge times, okay? But now that we're done with that, clear the air, let's move on to the rest of this. Now, I want to show you guys the key fob really quick. Just like a standard Ford Smart Key, you'll see in this case, I do have unlock, lock. That's our powered frunk option. If I double press that, it'll open up at the front. But this guy right here, tailgate, powered tailgate, and I think that's really, really cool. I think Ford has maybe skipped out on doing something like this for a long time, so I'm happy that they brought it here to the Lightning as well. So it is power up, power down. Very nice to see. You know, if you're struggling with some materials or something and you don't really have a free hand, I mean, just being able to have somebody press that button to go up or down is very nice. And you'll see that it lowered fairly easy too. It's not gonna just slam down when you do it. Other really cool things I want to talk about since we're here at the tailgate too is this does have the bed utility package. So you'll see here, this does have a tailgate step, of course, comes right out. And again, yellow touch points to open this. Yellow, grab here. Look, it's gonna pull up in the upright position and I could just as easily step inside of the bed of the truck, get up there, move materials to and from. It's nice to have, honestly. I'm happy that they included it on the Platinum model. Again, that's just standard with this particular trim level. It's just nice to see that, once again, Ford is really pushing that this is still a work vehicle. You can use it for all that sorts of stuff. Really easy to put down too. Again, see my thumb here, press the yellow button, push it down, press this one, push it down, slide it right in. I mean, it's seriously that easy, you guys. Now, other cool thing that Ford has on the Lightning, again, C-clamp spots. That's nothing new. They added that in the 21 model year when they did that whole redesign, just to really help save the exterior of your vehicle if you're doing some C-clamping or something like here to handle materials. And again, the tailgate work surface here, it's got the same stuff it's had in years past. It does have your spot for pens, loose, things like that. I've had some of my customers call this the tape measure holder. Me personally, I think it's more of a, you know, water bottle holder or something like that. And you will have two measuring sticks here, if you will. You've got a marked out 100 centimeter one and a 48-inch one here as well too. You'll notice bed of the truck does have a spray-in liner. That is an optional package we did add to this vehicle. I always think a spray-in bed liner is a worthwhile investment. It's typically not much more than a drop-in bed liner, and I truthfully believe that it's going to help protect the bed of your truck more than a plastic drop-in bed liner. Of course, this is still an F-150, so we do still have our box lighting here too. press of a button, I can turn that on. And you'll even see up top there, it will turn our chimsel light on or our center high mount stop lamp. And we even have a camera up there, and that's just incorporated in that 360 camera package. Now you're probably wondering too, Dylan, what's all that right there? I'm happy you guys asked. That is, again, that Pro Power onboard system. This one is equipped with, I'll show you guys, look, you've got yourself two 120s, a 240 volt plug there too. So if you're really trying to hook up some serious power tools or what have you, maybe a microwave or something if you want to go camping with it. And then of course, another 120 volt plug. Very nice to have. Again, I don't want you guys to forget, this is a very capable vehicle, giving you tons of options with what you can do with it. The vehicle does have 4 tie-down straps just included in it in each corner, as well as Ford's box link system. They've been doing box link for a long time. I'm sure that needs no explanation, but just a quick rundown if you don't know. You'll see these bracketed sections here. This vehicle does have little inserts that go right in there, giving you a total of 8 tie-down straps in the bed of the truck. Of course, you'll have the 4 standard ones here in each corner, and then your optional box link ones too. Now, just to show you guys, again, if I'm gonna talk about it, I'll make sure I show it to you. If I just press it, right? I could even just press the button instead of do the key from underneath to lift that power tailgate up. It's very, very nice to see that. I honestly like it. I'm happy that we're gonna start seeing more and more trucks doing that. Now, making our way up to this section of the vehicle, again, just a beautiful side profile shot of this truck. This particular Platinum is in smoked quartz metallic. Honestly, one of my favorite colors that Ford had kind of came out in the last few years. I think it stands out a little bit different. Again, I'm a big blue fan. I'm sure some of you guys are out there too, and I'm sure some other people are saying, boo, we want like red or standout colors like cyber orange or something. Like, come on guys, there's a classy look for a very classy looking truck. Now, Robert and I are gonna pause the video here really quick, and we're gonna take a cut into the interior, and we'll continue from there. See you guys in 1 second. Hey everybody, welcome back to our F-150 Lightning Platinum review. Now we're on the interior of the vehicle, and you'll notice right away there's a lot more stuff for us to go over in this particular trim level than there was in the Pro. Now, the first thing I want to show everybody is, of course, we are going to have the Platinum badging. This is kind of how they've always done it on F-150s. When you opt for the higher trim level Platinum or even the Limited, you are going to get nice badging up here on the top, just showing, hey, this is what it is. And you'll even have this, you know, your center console top is not going to be one piece of leather or what have you. It's going to have this nice little bit of suede to sort of go in line with your Platinum badging. And while we're talking about the center console here, I might as well show you, this does have the interior work surface. Very nice little feature if you're working on the go. Maybe you get the opportunity to work remotely and you can always carry your laptop with you. You can connect to the car's hot spot and get your own internet and put your laptop here. And I even joke with people, hey, great place to have a little dinner date, right? Put your food up here, just give you sort of options. Now, I can shut this again, open up the center console storage space itself, and you'll see plenty of room. Ford does give you what I've been told as a business card holder, of all things, coin spots, little storage tray, maybe you put your gum up here or something like that. And I can remove it just to show you that there is plenty of room in the center console. I said it last time, I'm gonna say it again. There is so much space in here, you could fit a small dog or a very large purse inside it, although I would not recommend putting your dog inside there. There is also USB charging ports down there as well, just so you have some sort of charge connecting capabilities. And even so much so, I don't know if you guys can see it, they actually give you this little cutout here that's specifically designed to run your cable up through. So you have one up here, and then you've got it down here, just to have that sort of cable line ran open for you. Now, one of the other things I want to show you guys too, again, attention to detail, is this trim level piece here. It's sort of textured, if you guys could sort of see it. I don't know how well it's going to come up on the camera, but this is just going to be a part of that Platinum trim level look. So you're going to have lots of trim pieces like that. Of course, standard cup holders, a pen spot, but you're also going to have a wireless charging pad up here too. Now, this vehicle does have wireless CarPlay, so if we were to connect my or Robert's phone to the vehicle, we could have CarPlay come up, or Apple CarPlay, and have our music, Like me personally, I use Spotify, and you could use Google Maps or Apple Maps or even Waze if you really, really like that. And having it on the larger touchscreen like this is very, very nice. Now what you're seeing in terms of navigation here is Ford's onboard navigation. So we talked about it last time, I'll talk about it again. It is cool that it's just on here already, so you don't have to have the hassle of your phone being connected or what have you. Other cool things, again, Ford will allow you to select a destination from different things, right? I can see chargers in particular, or my trips. Maybe I'm always making the same long commute every other month to, let's say, Ohio, and I've got a trip planned out at XYZ charging stations. But I can press this, and it's gonna actually pop up here. It should show me my chargers, right? It's gonna show lots of different charging locations up there too for everybody in the area. And even if I zoom out a little bit, I hit my 3D view option there. There we go. You'll see here we are in the Lasco Ford parking lot, and look, there's our charging station right there. So it's gonna show it, and I can even tap a point, and it's gonna show me exactly where it's going. Look, I can set like my own destination, right? I could pull this all the way out and zoom out, look at that. I mean, look at that. It just keeps going and going and going and going, right? But it's really cool because I can just click that destination there, and let's just say I want to get to that point. I could hit go, and it's going to navigate everything for me. A little thing we kind of skipped over in the last video. Now, if I actually go back here, if I recenter on the vehicle, there we go. I can start talking about some more of the options. Before we go any further, because I know there is a lot of stuff in this infotainment screen, honestly, we could have a whole separate video just talking exclusively about this. But the things that most people care about, of course, this is dual climate control, so I have my side temperature, right? Let's say I like it, you know, as high as it can possibly go, and Robert wants it as cold as it can go. When realistically, with 87-degree weather today, I don't know if you guys can see that up there. There's our little thermometer up at the top. We don't want it to be hot. I would prefer not to be sweating inside this truck. Now, I do want to show you guys one of the other things too. If I press this option up here, you're going to have all of your, I would call them apps. I think that would be the best way to describe them. You're going to see all of your apps that are going to be on the infotainment screen. So I've got my radio options I can switch to, and you'll notice that now in this larger top portion of the screen, right, you're going to see my radios come on. But I can flip that upward, and boom, I can send my navigation data up here too. And if I wanted to, I could swipe down and get rid of that, and I could clear this up. And I could even use this option up here that looks like a full screen option, and I could even have this come out a little bit larger, and it's going to do that for pretty much all the settings. Phone pairing too, right? You'll see it's going to keep that expanded view, and then here's my little navigation option. I can just press it, and it's going to swap it up there. Again, just quick, easy access. Naturally, down in this lower portion, we do have our cooled and heated seats, or I should say ventilated seats is the correct term, for both driver and passenger, as well as everyone's favorite heated steering wheel control. You do have adjustable fan speed. Right now it got itself set onto auto because we were messing around with the climate options, so it's currently on auto, but I can select it to whatever level I want, right? Up, down. I could even use plus and minus to go up individually if I don't want to slide my finger up and down the screen. But coming out of that, you'll see now the next thing I really want to talk to you guys about. If I come up here, again, there's our CarPlay. It looks like the last person that was using it was using CarPlay. But there are even games on this, which is sort of funny, right? I mean, just sort of a nice thing that maybe while you're sitting in line somewhere or something like that, or maybe you're going to go shopping or something and you're going to leave your husband and the kids in the car or what have you, right? They have something they can do while the vehicle's stationary. I mean, you've got Jigsaw, Sketch even is kind of a fun one, right? We can sort of just draw little things on there, like, let's see if I can get it to do it. Hi everybody, right? Just little stuff like that. It's nothing crazy, but it's just small things that I think people will sort of appreciate, right? One thing I do want to talk about, because a lot of people get a little confused by Ford's whole infotainment screen here, is in this top corner. I don't know if you guys can see it. There's a little picture of our Lightning there. If I press that, this is really going to be all of your settings, if you will, or controls, where this center button, of course, is going to be more your apps, like I said earlier, right? I can go back there and show you guys again all of our apps and our customizable profile too. I guess while we're here, I'll talk about it, right? We can set it up so where when you get inside the vehicle, it's going to know who you are, right? Linking it up with a specific key fob or your phone or something like that, right? And it's going to know exactly how I like my driver's settings, right? Of course, our auto hold, our speed limit assist, and things like that. Reverse brake assist. Again, a lot of this stuff can be customized to the person's profile. So let's say, like me in particular, right? I'll be honest with you guys. The one feature I do not like in some of these electric vehicles or EVs is one pedal driving. I'm just not a fan of it. I know there's a lot of people who really prefer it. Me, not so much. I just grew up driving traditional cars. So it's cool that I'd be able to customize it and know all that sort of thing. And speaking of it, while it's up here, link memory. So these vehicles do have, or this vehicle in particular does have power memory seating options. This one does have 3 levels for the driver's seat, and that's going to adjust my seat configuration and also my steering wheel and mirrors. And again, we're going to be able to have that programmed independently towards the profile settings. Now, if I go back to controls, the real meat and potatoes of this section, again, just like we talked about in the Pro, there are different drive modes here. Of course, normal, sport, which this is absolutely insane. I mean, honestly, I know, again, we talked about it in the last video. I'm going to talk about it again. A electric vehicle like this has all of its torque, all 775 pounds of torque available at 0 RPMs. And this is really going to unleash that vehicle, right? I mean, honestly, if you were to drive it in normal and then go drive it in sport, you would think you're in 2 completely different cars. It is that much extra pickup. Of course, we have an off-road mode too, right? And you're gonna see the color and things are gonna change. Just, again, little attention to detail I think everyone's gonna appreciate. And then you're also gonna have a tow haul mode too. I know earlier we talked about, you know, the possibility of loss of charge range. Again, that's important, but still, you do have that option here. And honestly, if you ever have a question on what something might be, right? A lot of these settings do have a little eye for information, and it's like that on all of the F-150s and most of the other vehicles in the Ford lineup at this point, where if you don't know something, 9 times out of 10, there is a little button there that's going to describe it to you, right? We always try to do our best in our videos and when we're here with customers visiting in our showroom, but not everyone's perfect, so having that sort of ability to just at a moment's notice click a button and figure out what it is really cool. I know I spent some time talking about it earlier, so I would not be doing you guys any justice if I did not show the camera package. Again, 360 camera package. You'll see our top-down 360 view here and our front view. If I press this option here, you'll see I get a very nice set of buttons here for different camera angles. I think that's a major improvement over the older generation 360 camera packages where you would have one button in the corner and you'd press it and there'd be a huge lines of options, where now they sort of compact it a little bit, where I've got my 360 view, I've got just a zoomed up front view there. Of course, it's going to show it there. If I press this 180 view, you'll see this gets a little bit wider and I can see more into the corners. Again, this one, that Chimsel camera or bed cam, like I told you guys earlier in the video, you can clearly see what is in the bed of your truck. You know, you can immediately see, oh, my tailgate's not open or closed or what have you. Just cool. This one is sort of interesting. So this is essentially an empty camera port. I'm sure a lot of you guys out there know exactly where I'm going with this, but for those that don't, you can get some Ford accessories, right? Real Ford parts that are essentially extra camera hookups. So let's say you have that one extremely long trailer you're always towing everywhere and you can't see behind it, right? You could wire it up so that this auxiliary camera port is specifically for that camera, so you'd have that. Again, it's about giving you the freedom to do what you want to do with the vehicle. Of course, you've got your regular backup camera, but then you also have a ball and hitch camera. So it's that backup camera just angled down, just to kind of help making, you know, backing up the truck to a trailer a little bit easier. If I close out of that, you'll see we're back into some of our other settings. Naturally access We do have charge port light, right? So I can turn that on or off. And of course, none of this stuff is gonna work because we do not have a charger connected. So I can outright plug a charger in, press the lock button, and you're not gonna be able to take my charger out, right? You're gonna have to, quite frankly, break the charging cable itself if you were to try to unplug, let's say, my F-150 Lightning at like a public charging station. Now, other cool thing I wanna make sure I show you guys is that zone lighting option again, so I can realistically turn this on. And it's not really gonna do it any justice if I were to show you guys outside the truck, seeing as how it's the middle of the day. But you'll see I can turn on different areas of lighting, right? Let's say I'm in my backyard and I'm trying to work on, something in my garage, and I need to hook my truck up to, or hook my power tools up to my truck, right? I can literally just press a button and it's gonna turn on all my lights there in the back. You'll see, and it does a pretty good job here in the graphic too. You'll see that the tailgate lights are illuminated, the bed lights are illuminated, and even up here, that's our little friend, the center high mount stop lamp light, the Chimzo light. Very cool just to see that shown out here. And then of course side view, so I'm gonna get the spotlights on the side view mirrors, and then of course our front facing lights as well. Now, other cool thing, Pro Power onboard settings. You'll see I've got about a 212 mile charge range left on this one. It is by no means full. I wanna make sure I tell you guys that. Again, the extended range battery like this one has is going to be 320 mile charge range, where the standard is 230. Makes it easier to remember, right? Quick little flip of the numbers there to figure out each one. So you're gonna see how much power we have to drive. I can turn off Pro Power onboard too, but this is how I can really sort of control the power ports throughout the vehicle, right? Whether it's the 120 plugs in the front or even the 240 volt in the bed of the truck. Of course, intelligent backup power too. A lot of people talk about this, and I'm just gonna mention it. So we talked about earlier in the video with charging capabilities. There is the Ford Charge Station Pro. You can have it installed at your home, and I personally, again, believe that is the best way to charge a vehicle like this. The extended range battery like this one, just to reiterate, from 15 to 100% charge, is going to take 8 hours with this particular setup. But you can actually have them configured. Again, you can't just go online, buy the box, get it installed. To have it do this, you have to make sure you have an electrician come out and help you to set this up correctly. But you can have it configured to where, let's say you don't have a generator at your house and there's a big blackout, but your Lightning has a full charge. You could hook it all up, and I could, at a press of a button, I could use the power stored inside the batteries of this truck to help power my home. I had a manager last year, there was a pretty bad storm in the area, who used something a little bit similar on his Power Boost, which again has that Pro Power onboard, right? He was able to plug a couple things up, not using the charge station, but to the regular Pro Power onboard plugs to turn on his meat fridge or freezer, his refrigerator, his internet, his TV. And I tell you, in the area he was living at, everybody was coming over wanting to hook their appliances up to his truck generator. So people had heard those stories, I know he wasn't the only one. So it was nice to see that Ford thought of that sort of generator or emergency power capability and sort of brought it to the Lightning as well. Now, probably my favorite feature on this vehicle, and I know this is going to sound really stupid, I just really like it, is the seat settings. Of course, I can really adjust the seats pretty well, right? Like I can make that upper portion come out very far, and I can even feel it now doing it. Or I can adjust all of these. But really the big thing that and I know I'm laughing just getting ready to tell you guys this. I'm sure you already see it. Massage seats. Oh, how I love the massage seats. And I have a ton of different options. Full recovery, and it's like this on all of the ones, all of the vehicles that Ford makes that have the massage seatings. Full recovery is my personal favorite, but I can go up and down and select different options. And look, I can't leave poor Robert out. Robert, we're putting you on full recovery too. So it's just nice to have that sort of little bit of creature comforts on a vehicle this nice. Of course, other thing, valet mode doesn't really need any explanation, right? I mean, it's a valet mode. You set up a PIN number and you're able to disable certain features and things like that. So if you're to take your vehicle somewhere nice, fancy restaurant where they have a valet, you would have that sort of security that would come with that. Now, scrolling back and going up here. Again, my beautiful art. Let's get out of here. So I'm just gonna show you guys, this is sort of a quick access to your apps. I'm sure you're familiar with something like this on your phone. I can literally just go up or down to get rid of that. So I'll close out of all this stuff and I will go back to our navigation setting. Now, the one thing I want to tell you guys about, probably the last big thing on this vehicle, I'm sure you guys have been waiting, I saved it for the end specifically, is Ford BlueCruise. It was not on the Pro model. They did not offer it on that particular vehicle. This one, it does have it. Now, the easiest way to indicate if your vehicle has Ford's BlueCruise or that hands-free highway driving is honestly, first place right here. I don't know how well it's going to show up in the camera. Oh, look, see, we cannot see that blinking red light with our own eyes, but on the camera, of course it's going to. It is an infrared sensor or a smaller camera here, and I don't know if you can see it, but it says BlueCruise right in the corner. This is one of the sensors that is constantly looking at the driver to see if they are there paying attention while the vehicle is doing its thing on the highway. And then there's another one over here in this corner too. I don't know how well you guys can see it there. Right there, another one. So there's one on each side to watch the driver. Now it is hands-free highway driving, right? Not simple back roads or anything like that. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, you have adaptive cruise control and lane keeping and lane centering with this vehicle, and those are kind of the key technologies that are incorporated to make BlueCruise just actually work. It really just turns itself on once you have adaptive cruise control on when you're on the highway. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I have a very good coworker that works here. He got himself a regular F-150, a Platinum, that had the BlueCruise. And that was, to my knowledge, the first BlueCruise vehicle we had even come onto our lot. And him and I, good friends outside of work, I asked him to show it to me. And he was driving, of course, he didn't trust me with his brand new truck yet, right? And we were on a highway, and he told me to watch this. He literally, without warning me, had it on, took his hands off his steering wheel and just kind of stared at me for a second. And I'm freaking out, right? Don't get me wrong. I know the technologies. I know it's going to work, but having not experienced it before, it was a little bit of a shock. And I would tell you, when we came up to this first big corner on the highway, I thought, oh my gosh, this is it. I'm done for. But the vehicle adjusted the steering wheel. It went perfect. Now, I know that my story might not explain it in the best way possible, but I'm just telling you guys, no matter what I tell you or how I try to teach you about something like this, I'm a firm believer the only way for somebody to trust it is to actually experience it. Because I'll be honest with you, I knew it was going to work, but I didn't fully trust it until I actually saw it in action and watched it do its thing. It's a really cool technology. I hope that you guys are able to see a vehicle like this that has it and get an opportunity to do it, because it is the future. I couldn't imagine taking a long trip with it. It would be an absolute dream. And then you pair it with the massage seats on this thing too. Ooh, man, don't even get me started. I hope that our review kind of covered all the points that you guys might have questions on this vehicle. Of course, there were some other things we might have skipped over, smaller stuff like the panoramic Vista moonroof. I mean, I'll just show you guys so we don't have anyone talking about it in the comment section. Yes, it has it. Don't worry, it's here. I'm not gonna forget about it. Just figured everyone has seen this before. I wanted to show you some of the cooler things that this vehicle could do. Oh, before I forget, I want to make sure I show you guys up here one last time too. Again, this is the larger gauge cluster. You'll see I can customize my view, my driver assistance stuff with my lane keeping, and of course you'd see BlueCruise activate like that if you were on the highway. Calm screen, which is just sort of your basic stuff, but you can really customize this vehicle. I mean, trip, distance, stuff like that. But the big things, just like in the Pro model, is Ford is kind of looking for a modern, simplistic approach with this vehicle. So of course, you're gonna see at the bare minimum, 212-mile charge range, 75%, 0 mile per hour, or digital speedometer. Of course, that's just something very important everyone wants to see. And you'll see, of course, we've got our Prindle, or park reverse neutral drive. Well, technically not Prindle, because there is no low gear, since this does have the single speed transmission. Again, we talked about it last video. I'm just going to bring it up one last time. Since this is an all electric vehicle, all of your torque is available at 0 RPMs. That's a whole lot of torque. A standard transmission would not be able to handle that type of power, so they designed a single speed transmission just to handle all that torque. So of course we're not going to have a low gear because there is just the single speed transmission. I believe we've covered all the basics on this particular vehicle. If you guys have any questions or something you feel like I've missed, leave it down in the comments, or heck, even give us a call here at Lasco Ford. We're always here, we're always working. Just give us a call. I'm sure either myself, Robert, or any of my other coworkers would be happy to answer any other questions you might have about this vehicle. I hope that you guys enjoy the rest of your day and that this review was very informative. Give us a big thumbs up, subscribe, helps us out a ton. Robert, say goodbye to everybody.
I'll see you guys later.
All right, you guys, have a good one. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.